All right, what's going on there, everybody? This is Paul McMillan II, and welcome to another live New York session. It is September 19, 2022. So before we get started, we're going to look at the news here. So let me go ahead and log in. So as you can see today, we have no major news on any currency. Wow, that's rare. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to mark up market structure from the 15-minute time frame to the 4-hour time frame, marking up supply and demand market structure. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. So when we look at price, when price started here, it hit a very strong supply zone up here. And the reason why we know that is because it ultimately pushed price all the way down and eventually down to this major demand zone here. So we can actually see that, and then that's what pushed price up to this next major supply zone up here. And ultimately price respected the same supply zone previously. And then we can see that there was also, this is probably a micro demand zone here. And then we see that there was a lot of supply zones here and all of that other stuff. And we see that there was a major supply zone up here at the top. So now what we're going to do is we're going to draw our zones in these areas. So we're going to draw yellow zones. All right. So now we're going to move to the 30-minute time frame, and we're going to rinse and repeat and basically look for the same supply demand zones. Let me pause this recording real quick. Okay, so now when we analyze price here, price broke past this last zone and hit a huge supply up here. So we can see that here. So I'm going to make this green. And then we see that price also went down and respected this zone, went up, and then respected another demand zone here. We could see price respected the same area and went down. And then ultimately, price eventually hit this huge supply up in this area here. And then up here. So now we're going to draw our zones. All right, so now we can see how price is interacting with these zones perfectly. So now let's move on to the 1 hour. We're going to do the same exact thing. So when we analyze price here, we can see that it hit a strong supply here. So I'll put one right up in this area here, more like that. And then eventually price hit this demand zone here. And then ultimately hit this demand zone down here. So now we're going to draw red zones here. So just drawing zones in these areas. So now we want to move on to the 4 hour now. And so we see, we'll put a vertical line here. So we see that ultimately when price broke this, there was another supply here, supply zone here. So let's make this purple. Ultimately, price eventually ended up at this supply zone, demand zone here. And then there was another demand zone here that price respected. And then eventually price went back and respected this previous supply zone, and then respected this supply zone, and then pretty much really respected this supply zone. And so now when we look at current price here, we can see that price is respecting a demand zone here as well. But I'm also looking for price to swing back a little bit more and come down here and then go back up possibly. But because price was oversold at this point, so it might swing back and come back in and then go back up possibly. But we'll go back to the 15-minute and see where we're at. So now we're going to draw our zones here. Let's make this purple. Actually, let me do this. There was another demand zone here that pushed it up to here. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the 15-minute. So we see that price really respected this supply zone. Now, I can see that price then pushed up to here. This was a huge supply zone. Price didn't even touch this area. I can even see the pattern. So it's probably a possibility that price is probably going to push up and maybe fill this area and go up and then go down. That's what I'm thinking. So we have about 3 minutes before the 9:15 candle closes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually wait for that candle to close, and then we're going to plan our risk to reward trade. And then we'll just take it from there. Be right back. Okay, so the 9:15 candle closed. Give me a second here. I hate these scams on Telegram. So I'm thinking that price is actually overall bearish at this point. But to know for sure, what I need to see is there was a demand zone here, a demand zone here. Looks like price hit a supply because there's a lot of wicks up here. Excuse me. So, but what I'm looking at is there was a supply zone here. So I'm looking to see if price breaks above this zone and goes up, or if it's going to continue to retest this zone and go down. So, and I know this candle pattern. So I'm going to shoot for a buy. Because I know this candle pattern and there was a strong demand zone that pushed price. And it kind of broke the structure. It might be doing a swing here. So it might come back down and do a swing and then go up. So with that being said, I'm going to shoot for a buy. And if it buys from here, I'm getting at least 250 points. This goes up to here. And then ultimately target the liquidity up here. But if it sells, then I'm gonna sell it down all the way down to this liquidity here. But that's if it sells. So TP1, 250 plus points. Looks like it might be closing below this zone though, but we'll see. I'm gonna kind of wait for price action. TP2, this is 700 plus pips, points. Plus points here. So I see that price is kind of wicking this area. So I'll just pull it down like that. So we'll see where price goes. So what I'm going to do is pause this recording and set my alerts, and we'll see if price goes that direction. But if it ends up selling for sure, then we'll just adjust. Be right back. All right, so I went on ahead and set my alerts. I'm seeing that price is really retesting this area. So I'm going to continue to look at price action and see if price ends up going the way it's going to go. So I'm thinking it's really going to go bullish, at least maybe up until this point or up till this zone. Because we see that previously here, this was really a base supply zone up here that pushed price down to here. So price could go up to this supply zone. And so let's say it did. And we happen to get it all the way up to even to this point. That's over 400 points. So that's not bad. So we'll see what we get. But it's a possibility price could drop down to here because it is respecting this demand zone and wicked out. So we just want to keep that in mind, but we need to wait and really look at price action to make sure. So I'm going to pause this recording and wait for the 9:30 candle. We'll see where we're at. Be right back. About 10 seconds into the 9:30 candle. It might sell, maybe swing, and then go up maybe. I want to make sure I don't get into no bear trap. So Price might be selling. No, I think I see it retesting this area. Because we had a demand zone previously here. I think I know that candle. Yeah, I think I know that candle. Yep. Might go ahead and initiate my trade in a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and we'll see what happens. So if I end up in profit, I'll resume this recording. Be right back. So price pushed up, and that's great. So $224 profit on my first partial trade. So now I'm going to trail this stop loss and let the other one run. 1664.92. So now I'm going to let this trade run till either stops me out or whatever. So once it stops me out, then I'll resume this recording. Might stop me out now since it's close to my stop loss. Be right back. Okay, I hit over $22 on my second partial trade. I'm gonna close it and then I'm done. $248 profit, bam. So we got in, I wanna say maybe right up in here. That was about, I'll just say over 250 points. So now what I'm going to do is document this and then I'm going to share my results. Be right back. All right, so I just documented my results. And when we turn on the Delorean EMA, it looks like that the yellow EMA is about to cross up. And it looks like, yeah, price is pushing up even more. It's going to go bullish a little bit more. Yep, boom. So let me go ahead and share my results here. So as you can see, this is my prop trading account with Funded Traded Plus. Here's my results: $224 on the first partial, $24 on the second, $248 profit today. So we did good. So looks like price is probably going to push up maybe to this demands, either to this demand zone, supply zone here, either up to here and then drop, or ultimately up to this supply zone. But yep, that would gold has bought up to a total of almost 500 points already. So we did good. So I'm definitely going to do a back testing session on this later on as training, so that way we can keep on improving our supply and demand entries. All right. So that's it for this training session. Live session. See you in the back testing session later on today. Bye.